This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Justice Patil delivers a breakneck account of 2G saga. Raja features in the report. CBI subjects him to round 2 of questioning. DMK chief meets with Prime Minister and Sonia Gandhi, announces a committee for seat sharing. To be or not to be, DMK and PMK play shadow games. Karunanidhi takes a U-turn after saying that the parties are partners. As Egypt burns with popular discontent, Indians rush home. NDTV brings to you an exclusive report of a Tamil expat caught in the crossfire. Madras High Court talks tough despite employment concerns, maintains that polluting dyeing units will face closure. A very good evening and welcome to Late Night News with me, Asmit. Let's have a look at stories coming in from across the country. A day after a merchant ship collided with the naval ship INS Vidyagiri, the ship is aground and heavily damaged. There is a prima facie case against 4 teachers for abetment of suicide for Ravanjit Ravla, a Kolkata court confirms. The opposition movement calls for a 1 million people demonstration on Tuesday in its effort to topple over President Mubarak. Popat Shinde, the main accused of burning Maharashtra officer Yashwant Sonavane to death, dies of severe burn injuries. And investigators tracked the Karmapa money trail. The cash came from Nepal, but the trail goes cold in Hong Kong. Well, first up, the one-man committee of Justice Shivraj Patil, which was appointed by the Telecom Department to probe the 2G spectrum saga, has submitted its report to the Minister Kapil Sibal. Now, after submitting the report, Justice Patil, a retired judge of the Supreme Court, said that he has confined to terms of reference and has zeroed in on individuals and has also suggested remedial measures. Now, Justice Patil, however, admitted that he faced difficulty in obtaining a lot of original documents as they were with the CBI. Now, the Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal has expressed happiness at the breakneck speed at which the probe report was completed. Now, though the report hasn't been made public yet, this is a crucial report on former Telecom Minister A. Raja, who has maintained that he followed all the procedures and that everything was done keeping the Prime Minister in the loop.
Is it a 1.76 lakh crore scam?
About that, I have no comments because that's not our jurisdiction.
Okay.
The financial implications or criminal culpability is not our jurisdiction.
Is this one of the, would you say, sir, you've studied it very well.
Yes.
Generally speaking about the probe, is it one of the biggest scams that is there? I mean, what is your impression? Was it?
I have not looked into the 1.76 lakh scam, this or that. I have looked into only the internal procedure in the department in granting licenses and allotment of spectrum.
Right.
I already said about financial aspects, about other criminal aspects.
We were very clear that the one-man committee should look at the various procedures that were adopted by the DOT and in the context of the terms of reference and give his point of view fearlessly without any kind of interference, and this is exactly what has happened.
Well, though the new Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal applauded the efforts of Justice Patil, the former Telecom Minister A. Raja might have a different story to tell. A. Raja, or Spectrum Raja, was made to face round 2 of CBI questioning. This after sources revealed that Raja's name featured in the Justice Patil report. Now, the report has blamed the former Telecom Minister for various procedural lapses. The report also names Raja's aides such as R.K. Chandolia and Siddharth Behria. Moving ahead, the ruling party in the state looks to be in top gear ahead of the assembly elections. With poll management in focus, the DMK is looking to cement ties and poll arrangements with the various alliance partners. Now, top on the agenda is the sensitive issue of seat sharing. Now, having incurred a loss of political capital after the 2G saga, the Chief Minister will hope to work his charm in Delhi with the Congress High Command to walk out with a meaty seat sharing deal. And the DMK chief met with the Prime Minister and the Congress chief Sonia Gandhi, and according to early reports coming in, Chief Minister Karunanidhi has announced that a committee will be set up to devise a mutually acceptable seat-sharing formula. And well, this is what Karti P. Chidambaram, an AICC member and son of the Home Minister P. Chidambaram, had to say on the inconclusive talks between the DMK chief Karunanidhi and Congress President Sonia Gandhi on seat sharing. He has ruled out any friction between the two parties.
As I said, there's no finality in any kind of negotiations today. The Chief Minister has gone to Delhi for the Chief Minister's conference, which is on internal security tomorrow. So this is not some kind of a make or break meeting. This is not. I don't think the media should read so much into a relationship which is already strong. It's only getting stronger by the day.
Well, staying with alliance politics, when the Chief Minister declared on Sunday in Delhi that the PMK was in alliance with the ruling party, political analysts took his words as the official confirmation. But in a dramatic turn of events, confusion has prevailed and the situation continues to remain very fluid. Now, both the PMK founder Dr. Ramados and DMK have now agreed that they are yet to decide on the alliance and that the final decision is yet to be out. Well, moving on to news now from the main opposition party in the state, the AIADMK. The General Secretary Jayalalitha has condemned the DMK administration in the Mettur municipality for ignoring the public demand for basic amenities. Now, she raised the issue of sewage mixing with the drinking water and the issue of garbage which was not being cleaned or addressed by the administration. Now, she alleged that the absence of basic healthcare, roads and safe drinking water pose serious threats to the people of Mettur. Now, she said that the AIADMK would protest tomorrow, stressing several demands of the public. Well, more news about the AIADMK Supremo. The advocate, her advocate, Navneetham Krishnan today argued in the CBI court that the gift drafts were nearly worth 2 crore rupees received by her during her birthday celebrations in the year 1992 were given to her in her capacity as the AIADMK General Secretary and not as her capacity as the then Chief Minister. Now, he argued that the receipt of the drafts as birthday gifts as a party chief would not attract provisions of the Prevention of Corruption Act. Now, when the case came up last week, the prosecutor N.R. Elango presented his arguments. The case is posted for further hearing on February 15th.
On behalf of Honorable Amma, it is submitted before the CBI court today that the money was collected by the party cadres and then the DDs were taken in the name of the local leaders. And in turn it was presented to the Honorable Amma. The presentation of DD by the party cadres to their party leader, namely the General Secretary of the AIADMK. So the demand drafts were presented to her only in the capacity of the General Secretary of AIADMK, not in the capacity of the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
Moving ahead, the Madras High Court today reiterated its judgment for closure of 787 dyeing units in Tirupur. Now, this was in response when the Association of Dyeing Units made an oral representation to exempt at least some units from being closed. But the Chief Justice said that the decision was taken in larger public interest and cannot be reviewed without a proper review petition from the dyeing units. Now, meanwhile, the government of Tamil Nadu, through its Additional Advocate General, took exception to the court's observation that the government committed contempt of court. Now, the court suggested a modification petition from the government to effect any changes in the judgment.
Complete அழிந்து விட்டன. தோட்டத்திலே கிணறுகளும் அழிந்து விட்டது. தண்ணீர் கிட்டத்தட்ட 19000 டிடிஎஸ் வருகிறது. ஆடுகள் குடிக்க முடியாது, மாடுகள் குடிக்க முடியாது. என்னுடைய தோட்டத்திலே 40 மாடுகள் இருந்தது, ஒன்று கூட இல்லை. 200 ஆடுகள் வைத்திருந்தோம், ஒன்று கூட இல்லை. 1400 தென்னை மரங்கள் இருந்தது, அழிந்து விட்டன. 200 மூட்டை நெல் விளையும் வேலையே இல்லை. ஆக குடிப்பதற்கும் இல்லை, ஆடு மாடுகளும் இறந்து விட்டன. எங்கள் பகுதியிலே 600 பேர் பெண்கள் மட்டும் கேன்சரிலே இறந்திருக்கிறார்கள், இறந்து விட்டாங்க. எண்ணற்ற வியாதிகள் ஒவ்வொரு உடம்புல வந்துச்சுன்னா குளிச்சா போச்சு. இந்த தண்ணியில் போய் யாராவது குளிச்சிங்க, அவ்வளோதான் உடம்பு பூரா கொப்பளிச்சு போகும்.
Well, Tamil Nadu Assembly Secretariat today announced that the interim budget would be presented on February 5th rather, I stand corrected there. Now, M. Selvaraj, the Secretary, said that the State Assembly would be convened on February 4th as announced earlier. And the first session of the State Assembly in 2011 witnessed unruly scenes with the main opposition AIADMK and left parties raising several issues including price rise and the 2G scam issue. Now, the upcoming session is expected to be a stormy one, particularly because it is the last session of the present government ahead of the Assembly elections. Well, time now for a quick look at how gold and silver prices are doing today. Well, even as Egypt continues to burn in protest against President Mubarak, we get you an exclusive report on a Tamil expat caught in the crossfire. That's on the other side.